Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video, I'll be reviewing the Asus ROG Phone 3 after 2 months of its launch. By the way, I've used this phone continuously for the past 1 week, so it's gonna be based on that usage. Now with that said, this phone is being sold online exclusively on Flipkart. It's available in two variants. Base variant is priced at 50,000 rupees for 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Next variant is priced at 58,000 rupees for 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. Well, you should remember that this phone doesn't have a dedicated SD card slot or even a hybrid SD card slot. So if you want more storage, you really have to get the bigger variant. You can't go back after you got the smaller variant. Anyway, that's about the pricing and the storage information. Now, let's start off with the reviews with all the best things about this phone. So the first best thing about this phone is definitely its performance. This phone sports a Snapdragon 865 Plus processor with Adreno 650 GPU. I have the 12GB variant with LPDDR5 RAM and 256GB of UFS 3.1 storage. As this is a gaming phone, when it comes to performance, this phone definitely gives you the best results. Whether it's your regular usage or even high-end gaming, everything runs without any issues, as it is supposed to. No matter what game you're playing or how long you've been playing, there really aren't any major heating issues. Well, yes, it does get slightly warm on the back, but the cooling system on this phone is pretty good, and it's packed with a lot of stuff like heatsink, cooling vents, aluminum frame, copper 3D vapor chambers, large graphite cooling pads. So Asus really did everything it could to bring down those temperatures. And if you still feel that the phone is getting too hot, we also have some extra accessories that we can use to cool down the phone. So when it comes to performance, you really don't have to worry about it. And Asus also gives you a lot of customization option. It gives you a lot of control to tweak some settings to optimize performance as well, which I probably wouldn't recommend you to do because the default settings are usually more than sufficient. Anyway, gaming experience on this phone is going to be great, not just because of that performance, but also because of that display. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is obviously that display. So this phone has a 6.59-inch AMOLED display with 144Hz refresh rate and 270Hz touch sampling rate. It also has a regular brightness of 650 nits and peak brightness of 1000 nits. It also has 10-bit HDR support. So when it comes to display, once again, we are getting the best. Well, this is how the display looks. There's no notch or any kind of punch hole design. So you get a complete unobstructed screen, which will give you a great experience. And that 144Hz refresh rate definitely adds to that overall gaming experience. Even in your regular usage, whether it's just browsing or Instagram or Facebook, whenever you scroll an app, you can really feel that the display is much more smoother than other phones. So display is definitely the next best thing about this phone that adds a bit more to the overall gaming experience. Next, this phone also comes with dual front firing 7-magnet stereo speakers powered by Dirac and NXP amplifiers. Well, that just means this phone has dual front-facing speakers. They are super loud, super crisp, and great for media consumption and for gaming as well. And this is another thing which adds to the overall gaming experience. Here's a quick audio sample.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit, we'll have a good time wherever you go. Let's take it slow.
Well, as you have heard, these speakers are definitely the loudest speakers that I've heard in this price segment and the loudest among other phones with front-facing speakers or dual stereo speakers. So when it comes to media consumption, especially without using any kind of headset, it's going to be great on this phone. By the way, there is no audio jack for this phone, but we do get a Type-C to audio jack adapter inside the box. By the way, this phone also has a quad mic setup for extra noise cancellation, which actually works pretty well. You can actually notice the difference while playing games with a mic feature or even while recording a regular video. Now let's talk about hardware. Well, just like any other flagship, even this phone is packed with a lot of hardware and especially things like air triggers, which can improve your overall gaming experience. But before that, let's talk about the security features. This phone has an in-display fingerprint scanner and that's super fast at unlocking the phone. And you also get the regular face unlock feature, which is also pretty fast. In good lighting conditions, it is super fast. Most of the time you can't even see the lock screen. Even in low lighting conditions and complete darkness, it still works and it is pretty fast. And this phone also has a pretty good haptic engine, definitely better than most phones, and this haptic engine definitely adds a lot to your overall gaming experience. By the way, this phone also has dual SIM support, so that's probably another advantage. Now finally, coming back to the air triggers, which have been updated with the ROG Phone 3, now we can do a lot more with those buttons. Instead of just clicking them, we can also divide it into two parts, left half and right half. So you get 4 buttons on whole. You can also swipe on them for additional actions. So this time, we can do a lot more with those air triggers. Besides that, we also have that squeeze feature which triggers Google Assistant just by squeezing the phone, which is another unique feature that's available on this phone. So once again, in the hardware department, we really aren't missing out on anything. In fact, it has great stuff like air triggers and a good haptic engine. Now when it comes to software, this phone is running ROG UI 3 based on Android 10, which basically has two themes, one based on ROG's very own theme and the other one is pure stock Android. And I've always went with the stock Android and so far it has been pretty good. The major difference between the two themes is just the look and feel. Besides that, all the features are pretty much the same. Asus did add a lot of cool features, gestures to this phone, and most of them do work without any issues. You can know more about them in my best features video. So when it comes to software, everything is pretty smooth. There are no bugs, no lag whatsoever, at least when you're using the classic theme. When it comes to cameras, this phone has a triple camera setup on the rear with a 64 megapixel primary camera, with Sony IMX686 sensor, a 13 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and a 5 megapixel macro camera. And for selfies, it has a 24 megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture. Now here's the camera user interface, which looks pretty similar to the previous Asus ROG phone. Well, there's really not a great change when it comes to the camera user interface. Well, they added in a lot of camera related features like 8K video recording, pro video, motion tracking. We also have a dedicated night mode which automatically kicks in just like on the iPhones, and a lot more cool features. Overall, cameras on this phone are definitely great, but they are not the best. This is not a camera centric phone, this is a gaming centric phone. For a gaming centric phone, having all those camera features and quality itself is pretty great enough. Now finally, when it comes to battery department, once again, this is definitely one of the best phones out there. It has a massive 6000 mAh battery, supports Qualcomm Quick Charge 4.0, and also comes with a 30 watts power adapter inside the box. On average, it easily lasted me 2 days on my normal usage, which by the way also includes some gaming. So battery life on this phone is really good, and even if you're a heavy user or someone who likes to play a lot of games, battery life is not going to be an issue on this phone. If you further want to improve the battery life of the battery itself, you can also disable fast charging on this phone, which is once again a pretty unique feature. So guys, those were all the pros about this phone, and as for the cons, there's just only one, and that's the form factor. This phone has a pretty solid build. On the front it has a 2.5D Corning Gorilla Glass, aluminum frame at the center, and on the back it is a pretty cool pattern along with a 3D curved Corning Gorilla Glass 6. So overall, in terms of design and build, it is pretty good, but when it comes to the overall form factor, this phone has a thickness of 9.85 mm and weighs 240 grams. In hand it fits pretty well, but it definitely has a bit of weight to it, and that's the major con with this phone. If you look at it like a gaming centric phone, then it's definitely not a problem. But if you're a normal user looking for a normal phone, then the weight of the phone and the thickness can be a problem for you. Besides the overall form factor, this phone is also missing out on two things, and that would be water resistance and no wireless charging. These two really aren't that important, but the overall form factor, especially the weight and the thickness, is something you should definitely consider. So guys, to conclude, Asus ROG Phone 3 is the best phone that you can get out there in terms of performance, display, speaker loudness, or anything else. This phone is really spec'd up with all the best things out there, but it does come with a cost. It's kinda bulky and heavy. So if you can just deal with that, this is definitely the best phone that you can get. Not just for gamers, even for regular users. So guys, what do you think about this phone? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description, it always helps the channel. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.